Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working with this 32-ounce plump that I got from the Tipsy Magnolia, and it has this really cool color shift finish to it. This shift does not scratch off. It's a special process that they do that leaves a permanent coating and this shifty effect on the cup. It's absolutely beautiful. But when I did some testing, if I were to sand to prep and then epoxy right over this, I would see some sand marks. So to get around that, we're going to be using a product that I just got from the Crystalac company called Coverall. It's a really cool product, super easy to use. It's non-toxic. And to apply it, I'm just going to apply it right over the surface of my tumbler. I did wipe my tumbler down with some rubbing alcohol and paper towel. And I'm using a fanned brush while my tumbler is rolling on my turner to apply a nice, thin, even coat. Focusing on the top and bottom rim, since that's where we need to establish the strongest seal with our epoxy. I think this product is ideal for finishes like this, like maybe you have a powder coated cup with a color that you want to use in part of your design and you don't want to ruin the color by sanding it. This is a great way to prep those finishes without messing with them or leaving any kind of marks. So it's awesome for that, or for people who don't want to sand to prep. Some people don't have the grip strength to sand. Some people work with a lot of cups at one time and just don't want to sand that many at all. So I think this is a great alternative, and really it took me 60 seconds to apply. I let it roll on the turner for about an hour. It's 76 degrees in my workspace, so this dried pretty quickly, and I was able to go in with a second coat right over the top of that. I don't even think I needed a second coat, but I did notice some spots that didn't completely cover. I let that second coat dry for at least 2 hours before I moved on to the next step. This is something that you can do well ahead of time and leave on your shelf for just as long as you would leave a regular unprepped stainless steel cup on the shelf. So you can have these cups prepped and ready to go after just a short morning of prepping these in batches. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing with most of my cups now moving forward. I really do love this product, and you're going to see later in the video why I think it's even more fabulous. For our template today, I am using this ruler that I got from Ellie's Craft Co. I have used some of her templates in my videos in the past. She gave me this when I met her at Tumbler Invasion, and she's just the sweetest. But this tool is super useful to measure my cup because I can get the exact measurements along with like the decimal points, and I don't even have to do any kind of fancy math or guesswork. So I want to get the exact height and width of my cup, and I'm going to plug that into Cricut Design Space with the template that I'm going to be using today. I purchased this template on Etsy, and I thought these hibiscus flowers were absolutely perfect to go with the decal sheet that I'm going to be using for our design today. Cut my template out using just regular vinyl and my Cricut, and now I am going to weed it. I'm going to be removing all the parts that I want to be spray painted, and I'm keeping all the parts that I want to show through with the cup's original shifty color. Now we're ready to apply our template. So I am going to put a completely straight line down the side of the cup, which was easy to find using my ruler that I got from Kelbell Customs. I will link it down below in the description box. And I'm going to line up that tape line with the side of my template here. You'll see I already applied the transfer tape with about 1 inch of overhang, so I can use that to anchor the template down while we kind of position it on the cup and make sure everything is lined up perfectly. Then I'm going to use my wide squeegee to very gently apply our vinyl onto the cup while very slowly removing that backing paper. I'm almost going to be using the vinyl squeegee to push back the backing paper. I'm not going to pull it back myself, and I'm just going to move very, very slowly because I don't want to get any kind of shifting to make sure that our pattern matches up once we get to the other side. Before we lay down the seam though, I want to pull up that guide tape that we placed earlier, and I'm also going to peel back the anchor, and then we'll place the ending side down to meet up from the beginning to end. I don't know how to articulate that, but I hope that makes sense. All right, once we've got everything pressed down and happy, we'll remove our transfer tape, make any necessary edits with our craft knife, and then I'm going to replace some tape up at the top and the bottom rim because I don't want any paint going there. And then we're going to take this over to the spray booth and I'm going to spray paint it with a flat black spray paint. I forgot to completely record this part, but basically I just sprayed the whole thing with a flat black spray paint, and then I sprayed dots of Design Tools, I think it's called, or Color Masters glow pink spray paint. I will have the exact paints that I spray painted with down below in the description box. I'm so sorry I forgot to film that, but yeah, it was pretty easy. It was just all flat black, and then I did small bursts of that bright neon pink. My spray paint dried super fast, so I got straight to work on removing all of this vinyl. It was a little bit tedious, but I want to tell you guys, I am putting this coverall stuff to the test. I really want to see, can I do peekaboo on the raw stainless without pulling up any kind of paint? Is my paint going to easily scratch? I will tell you, I have never had my spray paint bond to stainless steel better than it did with the coverall. And I was so impressed just for that simple fact. The spray paint was not going anywhere. It was bonded very well. It didn't scratch, it didn't pull up. And then I thought, I'm going to push it even further, and I'm going to apply UV DTF directly onto this spray paint and see if the carrier sheet, which is very adhesive and sticky, pulls up the spray paint. And then I'll know really if I got a strong bond. And you guys, that spray paint did not budge. Once again, it was bonded so well to that coverall. I was very impressed. Like, it is, if you've put UV DTF over just raw spray paint before, you know that that could be very risky because you can risk pulling up that spray paint, and it did not budge. Also, I was worried about scratching the coverall finish when I was using my pick to pull up the vinyl stenciling. It did if I used a really sharp pick to pull up the vinyl. So just be careful if you're pulling up vinyl and you have that coverall and you don't want to scratch the finish underneath. Just don't use too sharp of a utensil. You can use your fingernail and scrape at it all day and not even affect the finish. But with those really, like a sharp craft knife or a dental pick, it will scratch and you could see it. So just be a little careful with that. Under epoxy, I'm sure absolutely you won't see it at all. And you'll see later on in the video, but just a warning. So yeah, I just applied these UV DTF stickers all over the cup. I thought they were an adorable addition to that hibiscus print. I got that whole sheet of UV DTF from itsprettypersonal.com, and I will link it down below along with a discount code. And these are super simple to apply. You guys have seen me use these on the channel before. I'm also going to go ahead and sign directly onto that spray paint. This Florida UV DTF I got from MyraMakesIt.com, and I thought it was the perfect little decal for this. I didn't want to fire up my Cricut because I was being kind of lazy that day, but I thought that was perfect. And now I'm ready to apply my final coats. I'm not going to do any kind of sealing or anything. We're just going to go directly over it. And I am absolutely confident that my epoxy is going to bond beautifully directly onto that stainless steel with that coverall, and everything's going to be nice and happy. This coat was 30 milliliters of Artist Cure, and I let this dry for about 6 to 8 hours before I came back over it with a second coat. You'll see that I'm not putting any epoxy on the very bottom. It's because I'm not going to finish the bottom. I just wiped off any excess epoxy that might have got on the bottom there. But that's it for this tutorial. Super simple cup. It was so much fun to make. I love that I was able to get all of the main design elements done in one layer with no messing around. I didn't have to epoxy between layers, so I didn't disturb this or that. Everything bonded to the cup beautifully, and I know this is all thanks to that coverall product, and I'm going to be using it a lot more here on the channel. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to see some more applications that we could be using with it for sealing vinyl and things like that. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Crystalac company. You can find the coverall product linked down below in the description box along with a discount code. But thank you guys so much for watching my video. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. And if you liked my video, be sure to give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every week. We'll see you guys soon. And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.